Here we go!
My friends, the online world can be a dangerous place, with countless scammers or bad actors targeting the personal information of any unsuspecting user for their own personal gain. Yet many internet users recklessly throw around security and anonymity to the wind in exchange for being connected with friends and sharing thoughts, desires, and personal stories with any who will listen. When it comes to gaming and speedrunning, social status and personal connections often add credibility to amazing world record scores. Seeing runners compete live at events or getting to know them on stream every night adds a sense of credibility and, frankly, humanity to their efforts. It feels as though these records were set by a real person with real goals and on a real journey through speedrunning. But what happens when a speedrunner comes along who sets incredible world records in a game, who maintains their anonymity, leaving absolutely no detectable trace of who they are, where they're from, or if they even exist at all? This is one such story of the speedrunner from nowhere, who set incredible records and then vanished without a trace. This is the true story of Bo Peep. This story, in a way, begins in May 2018, when I uploaded this video about why no one speedruns The World Is Not Enough, a James Bond FPS for Nintendo 64. A few reasons for this were that the game was never as popular as GoldenEye 007, most people didn't think the game was as good as GoldenEye, and most centrally to that video, there is a pausing trick which absolutely breaks one of the levels in the game. Now in truth, the use of "no one" in the title of that video was more figurative than literal, as there had been a small handful of people who did speedrun TWINE, a group who agreed to disallow the use of the game-breaking pausing trick and play the game really without many major glitches. And by a small handful, I mean few enough that you could count them on one hand, maybe two hands at most. Henrik Weister Norgren was one of these runners, an accomplished GoldenEye speedrunner in his own right. While TWINE doesn't play exactly the same, the skill is fairly transferable, and so Weister at one point was able to acquire all 42 of the game's single-level speedrun world records. 14 stages with 3 difficulties each: Agent, Secret Agent, and 00 Agent. There had been a small number of other GoldenEye and Perfect Arc speedrunners who dabbled in TWINE over the years, setting decent records. And I do mean decent. Not optimized in the same way as GoldenEye's records, but good enough where a completely new player would have to spend 100 or so hours to refine their skill to the point where they could match or beat most of these records. An analogous example might be something like Mickey's Speedway USA, which, while less played than Mario Kart 64 or Diddy Kong Racing, has pretty decent world records too, because there are enough people with transferable skill who dabbled in it for long enough. So that being said, Weister's sweep was pretty solid, and the small handful of runners who played or were interested in TWINE speedruns would hang out in a very small Discord server, occasionally sharing videos or strategy ideas as you do. However, in early 2018, things would change drastically. Another speedrunner, Mavalock, came along and beat at least one of Weister's records, the City of Walkways 2 level 00 Agent in 2 minutes 1 second. Mavalock had also tied a number of Weister's records and was quickly becoming a solid number 2 speedrunner in the game. It seemed like a new rivalry may have been percolating away in this fairly obscure speed game. However, Mavalock is not the central figure in this video. No, in June 2018, another individual would come along and stun onlookers with something that has often been theorized, but rarely actually happens. Could there be someone out there who doesn't interact with a speed game community, who has numerous world records in a game, keeping them quietly to themselves? A few weeks after I uploaded the aforementioned video, Why No One Speedruns The World Is Not Enough, the one guy who did speedrun it, quietly, without telling anyone else, appeared on the scene. He finally decided to post his record scores to the speedrun rankings website, speedrun.com. This speedrunner chose to go by the name Bo Peep. On June 19, 2018, Bo Peep created an account on speedrun.com for the first time and posted 9 world records, 5 of which were untied. As per his speedrun.com submissions, he claimed most of the records had been played through October 2017 and February 2018. The following day, discussion began in the TWINE Discord about the mysterious Bo Peep and the records. Adding to the mystery, Bo Peep chose not to upload his videos on YouTube, rather opting to upload them on the notorious video hosting site BitChute, known for hosting fringe content and videos that would otherwise be censored from YouTube. This sketched out the other TWINE runners as they were unfamiliar with the website, and also these links did not embed properly in speedrun.com's rankings. To investigate further, a speedrun.com moderator for this game posted a message to the TWINE forum section of the leaderboard. First off, welcome to the World Is Not Enough speedrunning. Due to the nature of your account, source for video uploading, and you having no history with the community or speedrun.com in general, we have decided to hold your runs from verification. We are neither verifying nor rejecting the runs. We wish to invite you to our Discord server. There, the moderators will discuss how to adequately prove your runs are legitimate. Until such time that these runs are proven legitimate, we will not post them on the rankings. Luckily, Bo Peep did see this message and entered the TWINE Discord, where discussion would take place about the game, gauging Bo Peep's knowledge and legitimacy in these speedruns. The fellow runners tried to convince Bo Peep to upload his videos to YouTube, which he got around to doing on June 29th. Speedrunner MW describes, "It took very little prompting for Bo Peep to make the YouTube, but he tended to dodge questions about his aversion to it." By this point, after more than a week of interaction, Bo Peep was welcomed in and seen as legitimate. I should point out it wasn't simply uploading to YouTube that made him seem as more legitimate, rather interacting with the fellow speedrunners, answering questions, and demonstrating a good level of knowledge in the game. The following week would see likely the most intense speedrunning battle in the history of TWINE between the 3 rivals, Bo Peep, Weister, and Mavalock, with numerous records being improved, matched, and improved again. For example, on June 30th, Weister matched Bo Peep's time on City of Walkways 2 Agent 152. The following day, Bo Peep posted a new untied 151, which Weister matched only a few hours later. And later that week, Mavalock would also match the 151, leaving it as the record stands today, a 3-way tie. On June 30th, Weister would match one of Bo Peep's original untieds, City of Walkways 2 Secret Agent 156. However, on July 6th, Bo Peep posted yet another new untied, lowering this to 155. Weister would match this the following day, July 7th. A number of other records were jockeyed back and forth like this over the week, but suffice to say, things had been pretty intense. Naturally, it would all cool off from there. By this point, Weister had tied most of Bo Peep's untied world records, and it seemed like Bo Peep might have been done. A week or two would pass, and the fellow runners noticed they hadn't heard from Bo Peep in a while. Looking back, they realized his last correspondence on Discord was on July 1st, and the only contact beyond that had been Bo Peep posting a couple of new times up to July 6th. On July 22nd, they noticed that Bo Peep had deleted his Discord account, his BitChute account, and taken down a Neocities website he'd shared with the TWINE speedrunners. The website, from what Mavalock recalls, simply linked to Bo Peep's runs on BitChute and listed a Tutanota email address, a paid email service that purports privacy and end-to-end encryption. Strangely, Bo Peep had left up the YouTube account he was so hesitant in making. So, as a precaution, Mavalock downloaded all of Bo Peep's runs for historical preservation. And that was it. that was the end of the Bo Peep saga. A fellow who showed up between June 20th and July 1st and posted his last time on July 6th. Nobody has seen him since, nobody knows where he went, he just vanished into thin air. Disappeared without a trace. To this day, nearly 2 years later, still no one has seen or heard from Bo Peep. No more videos have been uploaded to his YouTube channel, no times posted to speedrun.com, and it's unlikely anyone will ever see or hear from this person again. As time passed, Weister would reclaim the record on 41 out of the 42 TWINE stages, but that one remaining level would add deeply to the story. You see, this one remaining unmatched record takes place on a level called Underground Uprising Agent Difficulty, where you basically have to free some hostages, defuse a bomb, and then run to the end. Simple enough. Weister's record for ages was 117, and he had it in mind to someday go for 116, but he never did. When Bo Peep appeared on the scene, he claimed an untied world record of a stunning 115, 2 seconds untied, where it remains to this day. A record apparently unfathomably insane, even more insane than some of GoldenEye's best records according to Weister. This is how Weister describes the time, and please note, this isn't a description out of envy or jade. Weister is rational, scientific, unbiased in how he describes speedruns, never writes in hyperbole for shock value or clickbait. This is how Weister describes Bo Peep's Underground Uprising Agent 115. Every time you press Z on the bomb to defuse it, a random amount is removed from the blue meter, and a random amount is added to the red meter. If the red meter gets too high, the bomb explodes, failing the mission, and it completes once the blue meter is depleted. This makes it one of the biggest luck fests in any game. I always thought 116 was possible, but it would require many hours of grinding just to get a single completion at this pace. I've never gotten one. Even then, you'd still have to clutch the ending, which normally isn't super hard, but with nerves, it can be a major challenge. Somehow, Bo Peep managed to get the most ludicrous bomb defuse ever, 2 seconds faster than anyone else has ever gotten, clutch the ending perfectly, and skip 116. I currently hold 41 out of 42 records in TWINE, but Underground Uprising 115 remains a 2-second untied on Agent. All other records I was able to tie or beat fairly quickly, but this one, I couldn't even get close. I didn't spend that much time on it, I usually don't need to, so it's possible it's not as insane as it seems, but my initial impression is that even 116 would be a grind.
Now, they may have some kind of anti-tampering device built in, so if you attempt to defuse one too quickly, it's likely to explode. Now, they may have some kind of anti-tampering device built in, so if you attempt to defuse one too quickly, it's likely to explode.
Now, I respect this person's anonymity and won't seriously pursue their identity. However, light speculation has arisen as to who this Bo Peep might have been. His unwillingness to create a YouTube account, owned by Google, along with his Tutanota privacy email address, led some to believe he was some kind of member of a fringe community, perhaps a sovereign citizen or free man on the land, who wanted to remain off the grid from Big Brother's watchful eye. Another popular theory teeters on Bo Peep's skill in the game. Given just how good Bo Peep's strafing and shooting looks, this has led some to believe perhaps this was an alter ego of a top GoldenEye or Perfect Dark speedrunner, who just wanted to blow off some steam, have a laugh, and create a bit of a mystery. This has happened before in GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, with players occasionally making a new profile with a silly name for funsies, but it usually gets caught out pretty quick. You can imagine when a new profile with the name Manuel Pear Rosny or Justin Bieber Ramirez pops up and starts posting near record times, it's pretty obvious it's just someone having a laugh. But in this case, with only minimal interaction with the community, we're not so sure. Another theory comes from his name, Bo Peep. Now, no real spoilers, but Bo Peep plays a large role in the Pixar film Toy Story 4, after being more of a side character in the previous films. However, Toy Story 4 came out in 2019, a full year after Bo Peep's brief arrival to the speedrun scene. This has led some to believe that perhaps Bo Peep was someone affiliated with Pixar, perhaps someone who worked there or had inside knowledge about the film. But honestly, this is just wild speculation. Occam's razor would suggest that this was simply a guy who really valued his anonymity online, took steps to make sure no one would ever know who he was, and also just felt like enjoying speedrunning a favorite game from his childhood for a little while. And to be honest, I find that to be a very wholesome and respectable motive. We'll likely never know the real identity of Bo Peep, and maybe it's better that way. Nor will we know just how he got so lucky on his underground uprising Agent 115, an untied world record that really may last forever. But it's stories like these, and characters like Bo Peep, who make speedrunning such a magical place. So who do you think Bo Peep might have been? Do you know any similar stories about mysterious speedrunners who appeared, then disappeared without a trace? If so, let me know in the comments or another way. Thanks for watching, wishing you all the best in health and happiness, stay true, and I'll see you in the next stream or video.